Several smaller parties are calling on Chief Justice Raymond Zondo to call a meeting with all 18 parties in the National Assembly. That's as the ANC discusses a government of national unity with the DA, IFP, EFF and MK. But questions remain on whether Chief Justice Raymond Zondo actually has the power to do this. Accountability Now's Paul Hoffman says asking Zondo to intervene is a breach of the separation of powers.
This is the way things work in South Africa. We have really four separate institutional pillars. There's the executive, where the president is in charge. There's the legislature, where the speaker is in charge at national level. There is the judiciary, where the chief justice is in charge. And then there are the Chapter 9 institutions that are there to bed down constitutional democracy in our political order since 1994. So to ask the head of the judiciary to interfere in the processes of the legislature, which is now for the first time a national legislature in which there is not a majority party, is in breach of the separation of powers, and it's an offside request by these small parties. If they feel that the big parties are under some sort of obligation to invite them to the party or to the discussions about the government of national unity, then their appropriate process would be to make a demand for that to be done. They could say, for example, that their constituents are not being given the benefit of the fairness of the election if they are excluded from what gets discussed after the election. And if they don't get a positive response from the ANC or from the president, for that matter, in relation to their request to be included in these discussions, then they should approach the High Court for appropriate relief in the form of an application, which would obviously be urgent because of the timelines that the Constitution sets. But the Chief Justice has no jurisdiction over the ins and outs of what goes on in the negotiations around whether to have a government of national unity or not, whether to create coalitions or not,